All right. Theoretically, we're recording, but as always, let's fill a minute or so to make sure. Sorry for starting late. It's Mike's fault.
Yep.
Mike called me at start time and was like, "Hey, I'm just leaving work." I was like, "Oh, damn." And Brian is not with us because reasons. And I didn't know if Dirk was going to show up because, as always, nobody responded to the damn email.
We gotta keep him on his feet occasionally.
Luckily, I had a good day, so didn't let it bother me. You should have taken that 3-hour lunch, man. Of course, then you wouldn't have made the show. It had just been me and Dirk. But still.
Right.
All right.
And if I'm involved in, it's just a 2-man show, that means the show will be over in like 45 minutes.
I don't know, man. There's
Or
some
maybe
really,
like 5 hours. I don't know. Depends on how much I
there's
wanted
some
to
crazy
repeat
stuff
myself.
to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of which, we should get started. So let's go. Here we go. Oh, jam! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 554 of the Mana Pool.
Get
And-
your fire. Woo!
Woo! Baby whale.
Oh,
Aww.
It's amazing.
flaming rat.
Did we have a sound for that one?
No. Brian tried to make it a thing, but no one would make it a thing.
What would the... Like... Anyway, so I'm Chewy, the lead dork. And with me, as always, are, well, most of the other dorks. Brian could not be with us because he has family in town. And I think they're in his house. So, I think getting away to record a podcast for, like 3 hours is probably not terribly feasible.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, since he's not here. But there are other dorks. That's your cue.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I didn't have my usual lead in. I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and game lore guy. And I showed up.
He
Eventually.
did.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And my son got to go to the principal's office this week for rather silly reasons, but
If you want to find out
you need
why,
to subscribe to the odds and ends if you want to know the whole story.
yeah, if you want to find out why, become a lifeguard, a rare lifeguard, on patreon.com/themanapool. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do it at the beginning this week. I haven't done
Oh,
it
cool.
at the beginning in, since like
Yeah,
the
cool.
third or fourth week.
Long time. Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that setup, Dirk. So, if you want to help support what I do with this insane amount of content creation that I do, because by the way, I do the 2 podcasts a week, Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool. I do 1 YouTube video per day, every day, all day, every day. Can't stop, won't stop. And I do like 3 other streams, other than the 2 podcast streams, every week. And then Stark threw 50 bits a little early and said, "That's my name. Stark, calm down." The most direct way to help support this ridiculous amount of content creation is to go to patreon.com/themanapool and sign up to be a lifeguard. The uncommon lifeguards get early access to YouTube videos and Manapool episodes. The rare lifeguards get the early access and the odds and ends, which is all of the behind-the-scenes nonsense recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool, where you find out that, what happened to Dirk's oldest. The sad tale that is. And you could be a mythic lifeguard and get the sponsorship shout out on both podcasts and on all the YouTube videos each month. So I would like to thank our mythic lifeguards, Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Lance Delicious, Team Hellas Haryu, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Brattain, Casey, Fayen Says, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, oh, here it is, Stark Maximum, Keith Moody, John Parker, Aleph Cat, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburn, and the Beastfather, Aaron Goodwine, who is the person who just subbed for 20 months on a 20-month streak and says you can also subscribe on Twitch. He's not wrong. And then Stark threw 50 bits and said, that's actually my name. There it is. He's right. You know, you could come to Twitch and subscribe there, which gets you access to the Twitch emotes that I made, which I'm quite proud of.
Ooh.
And you, hang on, I'm losing my headset. There we go. You can also, if you have Amazon Prime and you have a Twitch account, you can link them, get a Twitch Prime subscription token, which you can just give to any streamer out there. And for us, it's the same as a paid subscription. So if you have Amazon Prime and a Twitch account, then you should definitely link them and use your free subscription token every month, because it's free and it literally will just make someone else's day better, whoever streamer you give it to. Obviously, I'd prefer it if you give it to me, but if not, please try to give it to another smaller scale streamer, because we appreciate it way, way more, I promise. So yay! Supporting things, doing the support thing early. Now I don't have to do it at the end when I've lost the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So big thank you again to our mythic lifeguards and all the lifeguards of every tier, and on the Twitch subscriber lifeguards and just everybody. Yay! So, last week we talked at length about Modern Horizons previews. So guess what we're going to do this week?
I don't know. What are we going to do this week?
See, this is why Dirk doesn't lead the show, because Dirk doesn't pay attention.
I'm trying to give you a segue.
He was trying to pass it to you.
I was the one talking already. We're going to talk at
Really
length.
bad at the game.
We're going to talk at length about even more Modern Horizons previews, because this set is completely nuts. So I was explaining to, who was I talking to earlier? I only talked to one person on the phone. I was talking to Steph earlier. And I was explaining to her about this, what this set is. Now, Steph doesn't play Magic. But I said, look, this is the last day of previews, right? She said, uh-huh. I said, the last set was weird because it was story-based. So, of course, we're going to get a bunch of big, mind-blowing things at the very end, because that's the very end of the story, right? But in a normal preview cycle, they essentially blow their load early, and the last day of previews is like, here's some stuff.
Yeah, here's the limited stuff.
Yeah. But even today, the last day of previews, I've seen no less than 3 cards that blew my mind. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm excited. Because this set really, really is just like Time Spiral all over again.
Yes, it is.
It's just, hey, you remember this card? Do you remember this mechanic? Do you remember these references to things? Blah, it just barfs them all over you, and you love it because it's delicious. It's like if a leprechaun barfed on you. It's all Lucky Charms and gold. Is that might be either inappropriate or racist. I apologize either way. I've actually never had a leprechaun barf on me. I'm not going to lie. I could be just making all that up. So, dorks, shall we just dive in with both feet?
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you want to pick a specific color or a theme, or?
Dude, I don't know. At this point, there's too much.
I mean, if we picked a theme, I don't know where we would start, but.
Oh, wait, what if we Control F and find the... Uh-oh, what have I done? Hang on. When I hit Control F, I was still on OBS. Here we go. What if we control F and find the rest of the slivers real quick?
The slivers are just.
Does just to make sure, does Control F in OBS turn something on or off? Or does it not do anything?
It switched it to a different scene for some reason.
Okay. So we're still good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I assume. Chat, can you hear us? Everything looks good? We're still streaming? We're still recording? Yeah, everything's fine.
All right.
Audio's all still on? Yeah. Everything's fine. It's fine, Mike. It's fine.
Did you have all the channels open when we were doing odds and ends? Do you have all the channels open now?
All the channels open?
All the voice channels.
Yeah, everything's fine. Dirk hit me with that as soon as we started. It's like the first thing he said.
Like literally, that was the first thing on the odds and ends. So have you checked all your stuff?
Well, I was late, so I missed that part. Sorry.
All right. So now that I've Control F'd on the actual proper scene or proper app, what is this thing? Window. There we go. Okay, so
this game.
It's really bad. So the first sliver we haven't talked about is the Enduring Sliver in white, which for 1 and a white is a 2/2 common sliver with Outlast 2, and other sliver creatures you control have Outlast 2, but not Hiccups. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
Outlast 2 means you pay 2 and tap and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Outlast only as a sorcery. Wait, when did they change that?
What do you mean?
Only as a sorcery instead of only whenever you could cast a sorcery, or only. Was that what it used to say?
In reminder text, I'm sure it did. Like in full rules text, they're going to say whenever you could cast a sorcery. But in reminder text, you're going to see stuff like only as a sorcery. Because reminder text doesn't have to be strict.
Exactly, but it always used to. Oh, you're talking about in rules text, like printed on the card.
Yeah, like actual rules
okay.
text.
Gotcha. So yeah, giving all your slivers the ability to pump themselves seems all right. Not great, but all right.
Yeah, it's nice, convenient. If there's a sliver that has a really cool ability and it's a little too small for you to want to be doing any combat with it because you don't want to lose it, then having Outlast is nice and convenient. Gives it something to do.
Also, Donovan Bain just figured out that Frenetic Sliver is the one who says slivers you control have Hiccups. Accurate. All right, next sliver. Scuttling Sliver? All right, what's that?
So for 2 and a blue, it's a 2/2 sliver Trilobite. That's uncommon. And it says sliver creatures you control have 2 for 2 mana, untap this creature. Sounds like a fun combat trick.
It's a sliver Trilobite.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Huh.
That didn't click with me the first time I saw it.
It didn't either, and it was even called out in the Discord server. This is only like the second or third or something Trilobite in the game, and I thought that she was talking about the art. I just never even saw that because in my brain it says creature sliver, nothing else.
Well, I had actually gone right by it because it's like Trilobite. Okay, never mind. But then in going back through, it was like sliver. Oh, well, no, that's a sliver. But is also a Trilobite. Okay. That's new.
Man, if you've got lots of mana laying around, you can just pump one thing with Outlast over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yes.
Hell yeah, Training Grounds. Anyway. All right, next sliver. Dragscape we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Bladeback? I don't think we talked about Bladeback, did we?
We have not.
No.
Bladebacks
we
do.
didn't.
All right, Mike, what's that?
Bladeback Sliver. For 1 in a red, it's a 2/2 common sliver with a Hellbent ability. As long as you have no cards in hand, sliver creatures you control have tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker.
Oh.
I like that.
Of
Yeah.
course you do. And the flavor text, slivers can turn a last stand into a stunning victory. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's... Wow.
Slivers should never. Anyone who plays against slivers should never assume you are winning if you knock someone down to like 1 or 2 slivers until that person is defeated and out of the game. You are not done with that player because it just takes like 2 of them to come back, and all of a sudden you're going, oh my gosh, they are out of hand.
Donovan Bain says, especially if one of those slivers has a sword on its back for some reason. Did we do Hollowhead Sliver last time?
We did not.
No.
His head is hollow.
It most definitely looks like it.
What the hell?
Like something either blew its head apart or bit its head apart, and like there's just a little bit left.
And the sliver's like, I could work with this. This is such a Mike card too.
All right. Yeah. 2 and a red for a 2/2 uncommon sliver. Sliver creatures you control have tap, discard a card, draw a card. Yeah, that's always.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is so wrong.
And the flavor text is brilliant. They evolved away from energy taxing brains and respond only to spinal reflex arcs from the hive mind. And that's attributed to how do you say that? Rucaramel. Rucaramel?
Yeah, probably Rucaramel.
Rucaramel Field Journal.
Mm-hmm.
That does combo with the Trilobite. Yeah. What was it called? Scuttling? Yeah.
No.
All right. Next. Spiteful, which we...
Telephone.
Yeah, we
Spiteful's
talked
not
about
on
Spiteful.
Spiteful's not on a telephone. No, I don't think we did.
Thought we did.
Did we? I don't think so. I
Okay,
don't remember
let's
seeing
do it.
this card. So tell us about Spiteful Sliver then.
Spiteful Sliver for 2 and a red. It's a 2/2 rare sliver. Sliver creatures you control have, whenever this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker.
Is dealt damage. That's not right.
Mm-hmm. And its flavor text says, victories against the hive are tragedies.
Wow. That's wow.
Mm-hmm. That is a great name for a sliver. And
It really is.
very much matches up with the text.
Like, this reminds me of the time that somebody reflect damaged someone's giant hurricane, except this is just sitting on the board.
Mm.
That was Mike and Corey, but I can't remember which is which. By the
I have
way,
no-
if you hear crickets in the background, that's actually crickets in the background. That's not a sound effect for awkward silence.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently
It's
the
coming from my end, sorry.
apparently the oh crap, gecko?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently the gecko didn't finish his dinner.
Yeah, the my parents are out of town, and so they said, "Hey, can you watch the gecko for us?" And I was like, "Okay." And so yeah, they're under a heat lamp, so they're like, "Oh, it's nice and warm under here."
Jeez. I felt like I was under a heat lamp when I walked outside today. By the way, listeners, it's in the 90s in this part of the world already. In
Mhm.
May.
Yeah, it's been that way for a full week.
And wasn't it like a little over a month ago? It was snowing at one point.
Yeah, at the beginning of April we got snow.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mhm.
at close to the end of May, it's 90 because North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. And we've had 90s for like 2 weeks now.
At least one. Like,
I know one consecutive week.
yeah. So yeah, I mentioned
It's been
this-
enough that if you're outside we feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I mentioned this to Steph earlier. She's like, Traja, we're still in the mid 40s. I'm like, I would actually straight up murder somebody for weather in the mid 40s. Anyway, back to slivers. Mike, what do you think of the spiteful sliver?
Oh, it's great.
Okay. And who was
So-
it who
You're on the
cast the
receiving
reflect
end of it.
damage against the giant hurricane?
Oh yeah, so both of us were playing one of Corey's decks. That might be why you're confused. But yeah, I cast an enormous hurricane against a field against Corey and his board full of slivers that all had flying. And he cast reflect damage, and we counted it all up, and it was exactly 900 damage back in my face.
Yeah, that's what Spiteful Sliver does, except it's right there on the board.
Oh, I remember that. Essentially, the response was "Ah!" right to Mike's face.
So there's multiple slivers in red. It just looks like there's one in each of the other monocolors, and I know there's some
slivers
multicolors
are the,
ones.
Slivers
thought
are
they were
the theme in red and white.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't see any more in white monocolor. I guess those will come out tomorrow if
Possibly.
there are any.
So we talked about the tempered sliver, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I remember the
Yes.
flavor text. We talked about the cloud shredder, and the first.
yes.
And
Lava
Belly?
Belly. We talked about that
Yeah,
one.
we
Yes.
did. Okay.
And that's it.
So that's all the slivers we have right now.
Word.
Oh my god. Did you guys... Okay, so let's jump off of slivers real quick. I just found a planeswalker here we should talk about. Did you guys see Ren and 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This card. Mother of God. So this was previewed the day after we recorded last week. So, this has got to be a Mike thing. Like, I read what it did, and I went, Mother of God, Mike wants this.
You see the word land and you see the word graveyard printed a couple times, and you're like, "Yep, that's it."
Yeah, and
So
the emblem? Yeah, this
Yeah.
is so Mike.
hmm So, Ren 6. It's a two mana planeswalker for red and a green. A mythic planeswalker. Starts on 3 loyalty and has 3 abilities. +1, return up to 1 target land card from your graveyard to your hand.
Sure.
Very narrow, but when you want it, it's very good.
I mean, it's not too narrow in a format that has fetch lands.
Right.
So, like, you can go... No, actually, let's not even Magical Christmas Land. Turn 2, crack your fetch, get a thing, play Ren and 6, get your fetch back.
Yeah. And
Like
Ren
Magical
6
Christmas
is on 4
Land is-
loyalty, which is good.
Yeah, Magical Christmas Land is throwing in the turn, doing this on turn 1 with the Simian Spirit Guide, but you don't even need to get fancy. Like, you could just turn 2, get it back. Ha!
Yes.
Donovan Bain said, also Wasteland and Tectonic Edge and Ghost Quarter and being an awful person in general.
Okay, well, Wasteland isn't in Modern, so thank goodness for that. So,
Yet? Nah, they'd have shown it by now. And it would also wreck the format. Anyway, keep going.
yeah, that would be bad. Anyway. So the second ability, -1, Renin 6 deals 1 damage to any target.
Gee, that seems good.
That is also very useful. Sometimes you just need to kill a 1 toughness creature. Those creatures, if people are playing them, they're usually really good. And then the last one, -7. You get an emblem with instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard have retrace. Dude, what if I could just skip the middle?
Really, Mike? That's when you decide to go out? So I think what he was trying to say, what if I could just skip the middleman and pitch a land to get Life from the Loam back instead of having to dredge? I assume. That's just where I think he was going. We'll find out right after these words from our sponsor. Do. Buzzco joke. Okay. I also wish Mike didn't have phasing. So Dark said BRB, and then Mike fell off the internet because Mike has phasing. So yeah, Ren and 6. Ren is the.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Okay. You guessed correctly.
It's like I know him.
I know. Why don't I just skip the middleman and give Life from the Loam retrace? and then when you said really, I was like, really? And I didn't understand it.
Okay, so flavor thing. Ren and 6. Ren is the person. I forgot what kind of creature this is, but this person here inside. And 6 is the tree mech suit, as we said last week. Oh, she is a dryad. Okay, good.
Okay.
I couldn't remember. I know that I said that last week, but that was before we knew. I just guessed that was a dryad. Oh, here we go. Donovan Bain has a link for us. Which part is Ren and which part is 6? Ren is the dryad, 6 is the tree folk. Ren doesn't name them, so 6 is the 6th tree folk she's had. Okay, thanks, Mark Rosewater.
Huh.
So yeah, Ren, like I said, is this dryad here who's merged with the in the tree mech suit, and 6 is this is her 6th one apparently. So it's a Mark 6 in Iron Man terms.
Got it.
So yeah, this is by far the best 2-mana planeswalker that there is. Of course, there's only one before, and oddly enough, original Tybalt was already the worst 2-mana planeswalker. Even though he was the only one. So yeah.
I'm a little surprised they didn't at least try something in War of the Spark, but I can understand why they wouldn't want to.
Yeah. I think his incarnation in War of the Spark, he costs 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think he needs to. I think at 2, he would actually be busted.
Oh yeah, making those devil tokens, that'd be nuts.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's Ren and 6. Ren and 6 is nutso. But there are a lot of cards in this set that are just silly with, like, Life from the Loam. Well, with Mike decks.
Yes.
It's just like, here's one. Did you see the Ruination Rider? I know you did because someone emailed us with a picture of it.
Right. Mm-hmm. So for red and a green, a 2/2 uncommon human berserker. And when Ruination Rider dies, you may have it deal damage to any target equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard.
Yeah. Casey Smith emailed us with the subject is Loam Assault Love, parentheses, Mike.
What was the other card in the email? I don't have it up.
The second one was Ruination Rider, which, what do you think, Mike?
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Even if you're just playing a normal deck, for it to die and bolt something is very appealing.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other card is a red dragon, whose name I can't make out. So, here we go. The Ore Scale Guardian.
Yeah.
So go ahead. This is way more
five,
than you.
Yeah, for 5 red. It's an uncommon 4/4 dragon with flying and haste. So 7 mana for 4/4 flying with haste. That's not too great. But this spell costs 1 less to cast for each land card in your graveyard.
Which means it could be, and in the deck you play it in, will be a 4/4 flying haste for 2!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even if you're playing a normal deck, 4/4 flying haste for 4 is really good.
Yeah. I like the way that Mike's normal deck has 3 lands in the graveyard. Probably all fetches.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. My mind is on normal, modern deck specifically when I say normal deck.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing those specifically to Mike's attention, Casey. But I'm sure that his mic senses were already tingling before he opened the email. That's like whenever there's a new goblin, Clues he just lifts his head and sniffs the air and goes, ah.
Oh, Stark pointed out something important. Mike's decks actually come with 3 lands in the graveyard on turn 1. They just start there. It's a passive.
Ah, yeah. That is Mike's
kind
static
of like
ability.
kind of like the treasures that you get in those Hearthstone single player campaigns. That's the one I picked for Magic. Start with 3 lands in your graveyard.
That's Mike's static planeswalker ability. Lord. All right.
So, one I want to just point out, not because it's awesome or anything like that, but because of how funny it is.
Uh-oh.
Seeing as you mentioned Goblin Champion. It's
champion. Here he is.
So Goblin Champion costs 1 red. It's a 0/1 with haste and exalted. He's a Goblin Warrior that's common. And his because he has exalted, essentially the whole thing is for him to attack alone. And if he attacks alone, he becomes a 1/2. But the flavor text says the stories of his heroics are inspiring, though none of them are remotely true.
That's pretty great. I had not seen this card. That's awesome. Oh, I love it. So let's see. Are there any... Oh, we should cover the big story characters, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
So there's Yawgmoth.
Yeah, I was going to start at the top and work my way down, but...
We can start at the top. That's
oh,
fine.
okay, wait. Here's Sisay. Let's start with her. She's in white.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I don't think she was here last week.
No.
Man,
so Sisay, Weatherlight Captain, for 2 and a white, is a 2/2 legendary human soldier. She's rare. She gets +1/+1 for each color among other legendary permanents you control. Wait, each color among other legendary permanents you control. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So she could be up to a 7/7.
Right.
Nice. And for the cost of a Wooburg, 1 of each color, search your library for a legendary permanent card with converted mana cost less than Sisay's power. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. That seems good.
Yep.
That's great. Fantastic.
Yeah, she's the new 5-color legendary commander, right? Like, there was already a large number of people playing Sisay EDH decks, but original Sisay is what, just green-white?
Yeah, just green-white.
Yeah. But now, here's a Sisay that's Wooburg color identity.
Yeah.
And she loves it when you have more stuff to out, and then you can go get bigger stuff and just vomit it onto the board. I like it. I think this is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So what was... Wait a minute. What was Sisay called before? It's not what... Was it just Captain Sisay?
I think.
Gatherer.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah, just Captain Sisay.
Okay. Okay, let's see. More crazy legendary creatures or...
Urza's the legendary in blue.
Okay, yeah, we talked about Urza.
So that'd be Yawgmoth.
Is Yawgmoth the only one in black? Yeah, I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mike. Tell us.
Okay.
Tell us who Yawgmoth is.
Yawgmoth was a physician, like medical doctor, and he also had a little bit of, well, okay, now I can't remember whether he had a little bit of magical healing talent or if his was all just medicine rather than magic. But anyway, so he was a physician back in the old days, around the time of the Thran, and he was the one that was led to Phyrexia by a planeswalker who was just, who kind of adopted him as a pet and was leading him around. He took over. He captured that planeswalker and kept her brain scrambled while he was trying to figure out the nature of her spark, and transformed the original Phyrexia into the nightmarish hellscape it eventually became. His
Like
project,
you
yeah, his project that became known as the Grand Evolution eventually started spreading to other planes, and now we have all kinds of problems in several different places.
do. It's true. The first time that we saw Yawgmoth was in Dominaria, right?
You talking about the Dominaria set or the plane Dominaria?
No, the set. Like the first time we saw him on a card, that is.
I think so. I can't remember if he appeared in the background on something in Invasion Block or if I'm getting confused. But yes, the first time we really did see him up close and personal was on a spell in Dominaria on Yawgmoth's Vile Bargain. Was that what it's called? No.
Yawgmoth's
That's not
Vile
right.
Offering.
Vile Offering, yeah.
Yeah, here
Yeah,
we go.
Bargain is something else.
Oop, yeah, this thing back here. That's Yawgmoth. Isn't that terrifying?
Mm-hmm.
But before he was this giant scary thing, he was this guy. And then I'm allergic to this giant one, so we're gonna shrink that back down to 100%. There we go. So, Yawgmoth, I'm gonna take this one if you don't mind, Mike. Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, for 2 black, because this is such a me card, is a legendary human cleric who is mythic. He's a 2/4. He has protection from humans, which is messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And you pay 1 life and sacrifice another creature to put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature and draw a card. And then you can pay black and discard a card to proliferate.
Mm-hmm. If you got the mana and the cards, you can have a lot of fun.
It's true. It's damn true. And I love that he's got the symbol on his pants here, on his belt.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Phyrexian symbol.
Yeah. And Donovan Bain gave us, is this the picture I think it is? Yeah. This
Oh,
is the
yeah,
picture I
that
think it is.
horrific. Gosh.
Yeah. So this is Yawgmoth as he appeared once in an issue of, was this Inquest or was this Scry?
The Duelist?
I mean, yeah, was this the Duelist? I can't remember.
I just kind of assume it's the Duelist.
But regardless, oh, it was Inquest. Okay, I thought I recognized this box right here. It's like some behind the scenes, like what's the word I'm looking for here?
They're looking at the style guide. I think
Style
they've
guide,
got
there
the
we go.
style guide. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that this magazine got a hold of and paste it in here. And this is the only time that we've ever seen Yawgmoth until Yawgmoth's Vile Offering, where this giant thing was shown on a card. Oh, Donovan Bain pointed out that this terrifying flesh monster here has the same like shoulder pad type things that he does in his art here, which is an awesome touch. And even the same middle bit here. Oh, that's so cool.
So it's almost like he went through like the Fly transformation.
I mean, being evil will do that to you, I guess. Buh. But anyway, hey look, we got a baby Yawgmoth. Aw. He was all handsome. What happened?
I'm sure there's a fun story in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure. So who's our legendary in... Oh, Mons. Oh my god, Mons!
Yeah, Pashalik Mons.
Dude.
This is this is a character that I've wondered about, like, ever since the first day I saw a Magic card, because one of them was Mons Goblin Raiders.
Yep. So hang on. Let me pull that up real quick. And by the way, for literally years, I did not realize that it was Mons' Goblin Raiders. Like at all. It's MONS apostrophe S.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the flavor text on the Alpha Mons Goblin Raiders is about Pashalik Mons and his raiders. The intricate dynamics of Rundvelt goblin affairs are often confused with anarchy. The chaos, however, is the chaos of a thundercloud, and direction will sporadically and violently appear. Pashalik Mons and his raiders are the thunderhead that leads in the storm. That was an alpha!
Yeah, that was an alpha common stupid 1/1 for 1.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're a little kid and you're getting introduced to the game and you read something like that, you're like, oh my god. And you just imagine all the awesome other cards that it might implicate. But it didn't. Thankfully, the game was good enough to keep me playing, in spite of that.
Yeah. So, tell us about Pashalik Mons, Mike.
So, Pashalik Mons, if I can get back to the dang window, is for 2 and a red. It's a 2/2 rare legendary Goblin Warrior. There we go. Whenever Pashalik Mons or another goblin you control dies, Pashalik Mons deals 1 damage to any target.
Ooh!
That's cool. And then, pay 3 and a red, sacrifice a goblin, create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens.
Ooh!
Does it feel kind of like that he has this sword and it's like, I need more guys, and he just cut one right down the middle, and then they just became 2 new goblins? Is what happened?
I think some of the goblins on Lorwyn can actually do that. I don't know about the Rundvelt ones.
What's the flavor text, Mike?
The thunderhead that leads in the storm.
Oh, such a sick callback.
I think it's funny that what his first part does works really well with his second ability. Because if when any goblin dies, and the second part says sacrifice a goblin.
Oh, yeah.
So essentially, he's hitting you for 1 damage, doing 1 damage to you in some way, and he's ending up with 2 more goblins.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So what is this last ability? Goblin Warrens?
Sort of. Goblin Warrens was sack 2 get 3.
Sec 2 get 3.
So this is, Yeah, so this is Goblin Warrens, except it cuts out a little bit of the nonsense.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like this guy. Also, we should point out that Monza's Goblin Raiders is actually a reference to one of the original playtesters and R&D guys, but I forgot his last name.
Mons Johnson.
Okay, it is Mons Johnson. Yeah, who still works at Wizards.
Yeah, I think he works on Duel Masters.
I don't
Or
know.
does he
There
work in
was
the digital department.
there was a Twitter thread of, does he still work there? Because some of his official bios say he doesn't, and someone that works at Wizards says, "Yeah, I'm looking at him. He's sitting right across from me." So,
Yeah, I think he's been working on Duel Masters for the last while, but they still pull him in for Magic sets every once in a while.
oh, Stark said his last name was Goblin Raiders. Right, my bad. Stupid Chewy.
It's like, oh my god, what did we just finish reading?
All right, so let's move on. Who is? Oh, Ayula is the one in green. Yeah.
And ironically, what's her face in white?
Sisay?
Sisay. She can actually go and search for a Yuna.
Well, yeah. I mean, she can go
Just
search
saying.
for all
Any
of
of
these
these.
guys, I think.
Well, no,
Yeah,
she can
given
only
that she's
search.
Big enough.
If you have Warburg, converted mana costs less than Sisay's power.
Yeah, but she gets bigger with when you
Okay,
have
yeah.
more legendary things that are different colors.
So
Well,
Sisay with
yeah.
Sisay with no friends can go get Ayula.
Right.
Oh, then she'll have a friend. Her friend's a freaking giant bear queen. Sick. All right, let's see. Anything in multicolor? We had the first sliver, of course. We've got... Oh, God, let me skip that. Hey, they're reprinting Kess Dissident Mage in not foil.
Nice.
Yay, Legacy players. Now you don't have to worry about proxies or, DQs. Because Kess was previously only available in foil for idiot reasons.
Hmm.
And we've already talked about Morifon.
Yes.
Oh, and yeah, yay modern players because they get Kess, but Kess was already played in some Legacy decks. Why was she only in foil?
Because she only appeared as the commander of a. She only appeared as one of the alternative commanders for a commander deck.
Right, that's why. Okay, I was like, she wasn't in a master set, because then she
No.
would have been in not foil. What the hell was it? Okay.
Mhm.
Got him. And yeah, we already talked about Morifon. All right, so Mike.
Well, there's legendary land.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there is. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the lands real quick. Hey, the cycling lands for Onslaught are back. All
They're
5 of them.
They're so awesome. I'm excited that these are modern now. That's good.
These are the ones that enter the battlefield tapped, and tap for one of their color, and then cycle for one of their color.
Hmm.
And these are great. Just great.
Great.
Just so great. But yeah, so we've got those, and we've got this legendary land here.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Lord.
It's the Hall of Heliod's Generosity. And it's rare, legendary land. Tap, add colorless mana. For 1 and a white, tap, put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library.
So
The
this,
flavor text says the stronghold of Theros' light.
yeah, because Heliod's such a generous guy.
Mm-hmm.
Dick.
Right to the face.
Yeah. For more information on that, go listen to our There's No Plane Like Home on Theros.
Yeah. And we might have also discussed it on that episode we did about death in different places of the multiverse.
Also true. But yeah, so this is now this crazy, like, 20 or 15 or something year old cycle of cards.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I saw someone pointed it out in the Discord chat.
Yeah, so we had. Oh god.
Volrath Stronghold
Volrath Stronghold gets a creature.
puts creatures on top.
Academy
And-
Ruins
Academy Ruins.
gets an artifact on top.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Hall of Heliod's Generosity that puts an enchantment on top.
Yes.
So the running joke is that I saw in the Discord server that I think Stark shared is that the green one will put a land on top, and the red one will put a 3/1 elemental token on top. And that made me giggle. Oh, with haste. I'm sorry, with haste. That's even better. So yeah, seriously though, that's so crazy that it's now a cycle. It was already like with 2 cards, it's not really a cycle, but with 3, you know at some point in the future they're gonna finish it, right?
Well, you assume.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
They still got to put the rest of the friendly color Horizon Land somewhere.
No, they really don't. It'll be fine.
Oh.
Okay, whoops, wrong button.
So I'm saying this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the only Modern Horizons set they do. I think it's going to be at least
I mean,
4 or 5 years before the next one.
its hashtag is MH1.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, its hashtag is MTG MH1. So they know there's going to be another one.
Yeah. But spacing them less than, I think, 2 years apart would get weird.
So I predict we'll see one next year because they ran Masters into the ground. Let's run Horizons into the ground too. And that is not me just being contrary to Torment Mike. I'm really certain we're going to get one next year. And if not next year, then definitely the year after that.
Okay.
Calling it right now.
I'm confident enough in their capacity to learn that they will not do one next year.
I am not. So there aren't any more lands, right, that we've got? No.
No.
All right. So we have enemy-colored talismans now. Remember the talismans from Mirrodin?
Yeah, Talisman's rule.
Talismans are really good. They cost 2, they tap for colorless, or they tap to add 1 of 2 colors and deal 1 damage to you. And we had the cycle of friendly colored ones way back in Mirrodin. And now we have enemy ones. The Talisman of Conviction is Boros. Creativity is it? Okay, so Conviction is white-red. Creativity is blue-red. Curiosity is green-blue. Hierarchy is black-white, which I love the name there. And Resilience is black-green. I really like these.
They're great.
These are sick. And then, yeah, speaking of suddenly having cycles again, did you guys see the 2 new swords?
Yeah,
I almost died.
they're great.
That's what they do.
Like, I saw the Sword of Truth and Justice first, and I went, just like that. Sitting here in this very chair, just doing whatever I was doing. I look over at Discord, and someone had dropped it in the MTG channel, and I just went, out loud, to nobody. And then making that noise messed up my throat. So, the swords are an eventual cycle that started in Mirrodin Block.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they start? Was
They
it Dark-
started in
Was it Darksteel?
Darksteel. That's right.
And we got what? 2 of
Light
them.
and Shadow.
Light and
Yeah,
Shadow and
Light-
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice, yes.
Eventually we got Body and Mind, but I don't remember when.
Body and Mind was what the heck was the Return to Mirrodin
Scars.
set called? Scars of Mirrodin, yes.
And then we got, hang on. What was next? Next was...
You're not going to like it when you think of it.
I know that the red-white one was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember what we're missing. Oh, wait a
Feast
minute.
and Famine.
Feast and Famine. Yeah, the black-green one. So Feast and Famine was when? Was that...
That was Mirrodin Besieged.
That was Mirrodin Besieged. And then we got War and Peace in New
In New Phyrexia. Yeah. They just did them 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, they've decided we need another cycle of them. And this is not going to be completed in Modern Horizons 1. There's only going to be, I'm sure, only these two, because they'd have shown multiple, they'd have shown a third one already if there was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, like I said, the first one I saw was Sword of Truth and Justice. And all of the swords follow the same pattern. They cost 3 mana. They equip for 2. They give +2/+2 and protection from the 2 colors. Truth and Justice is blue and white. And then they do a thing when the equipped creature... Don't they all do a thing when an equipped creature deals combat damage to a player?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So in this case... And they're both related to their 2 colors. So like... Fire and Ice did damage and drew a card. For instance. Red-blue. Makes sense.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Sword of Truth and Justice is the blue-white one, so it's protection from white and blue. And when the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, that's white, and then Proliferate, that's blue. And this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, admittedly, Proliferate is kind of cheating, because it could also easily be green or black, given the other things the game has done with Proliferate.
Very true. But I mean, a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control is also kind of cheating, so whatever.
Yes.
So yeah, that's crazy. And they got the same guy, Chris Ron, to come back and do all of these. Because he did the 3 new ones and the redo of the original 2, right?
He didn't do the original too?
I can't remember.
Sword of...
Mike's looking it up. He's good like that. I don't think he did, though.
Mark Zug.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, what do we think of Truth and Justice here?
That's my thought.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, getting a +1/+1 counter and then getting to proliferate right after that.
Yeah, seems good. So then the other one gets my vote for the dumb name. The Sword of Sinew and Steel. Alright, somebody read this one.
Alright, so the Sword of Sinew and Steel costs 3, mythic equipment. The equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and from red, equips for 2. Whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target planeswalker and up to 1 target artifact.
So that's very black and red, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, both of these are toned. The triggered abilities are toned way down from previous swords. They're still good, but they're not wacky good, like swords from the past.
Yeah, like basically all the other 5 swords.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Body and Mind.
Yeah, Body and Mind.
That was the only one that didn't really have a heyday, as it were. Feast and Famine was one of the reasons that Callblade was such a horrible bastard.
Yeah.
And War and Peace, everyone was like, this is the bad one. And then people were playing it and killing you with it. And so those people were wrong. It just wasn't busted. But Sinew and Steel, like, it feels good. You hit someone for some amount of damage, and you get to kill. It's not that they control either for us commander players.
Mm,
So you can.
that's a good point.
Yeah. It just says a planeswalker and an artifact.
Yeah. Also, having protection from black and red is a really big dodge for removal spells.
That was my other point. Yeah. They are the two most prolific for targeted removal, black and red. So yeah, while my original thought reading this was, then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just not busted. And then I had the thought, like Mike said, black and red protection are the two big ones. So yeah. Yeah. Seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's overpowered, but I'm also
No.
glad it's not in standard. Or then again, maybe I'm sad that it's not in standard because there's so many Planeswalker-based Super Friends decks running around.
Yeah, this will definitely cut through them.
Yeah. All right, then. So I think those are most of the, like, huge, oh my god, we have to talk about these cards. Oh, wait, no, we didn't talk about Hogak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I interrupted you.
Oh god. All right. This has got Mike written all over it. As a matter of fact, this is actually a picture of Mike when he gets up in the morning. Okay, an artist rendition, but it's close.
All right, so Hogak, Arisen Necropolis. For 5 and 2 black-green hybrids. It's a rare legendary avatar. It's an 8/8. 8/8 for 7. That's pretty sweet. However, you can't spend mana to cast this spell.
No problem, right?
So it gives you something to work with here. It has Convoke, and it has Delve. So you can tap creatures and remove cards from your graveyard to help pay the cost. So the cards you exile from your graveyard with Delve can only help pay for the generic portion of the cost. But if you tap black or green creatures as part of the Convoke, they can help pay for the colored portion of Hogak's cost.
Because remember, you can't just tap some creatures or remove some cards and then pay 2. Because the first line, you can't spend mana to cast the spell.
Yeah. I think I should have actually read the card's abilities in a different order for most dramatic effect. Because also, I should have left that part for last. You may cast Hogak Arisen Necropolis from your graveyard. And it happens to have Trample.
Yeah. So an 8/8 with Trample for 7 isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
An 8/8 with Trample with Convoke or Delve is perfectly playable.
And it with Trample that literally costs no mana.
Yeah. It's perfectly playable. But... And you can cast it from your graveyard? Oh my god! But then you can't... You can't actually use mana. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I read this card and I went... What? And then I read it again. And I said... Oh, but you can cast... No, you still can't... What? And then there was the sound like porcelain breaking. And then I just sat here drooling on myself for about an hour. And as Stark said in the chat, Hogak is the sound you make when you see it. Correct. Yeah, it's a card. It's a card that you literally can't cast. You have to cheat it out.
Yeah, you have to cheat it out. somehow.
Like, we've had Haken before, who's a card you could only cast from the graveyard.
Right.
But this isn't that. This is even weirder.
There was that Mirror Superion where you could only use mana from creatures to cast it.
Yeah.
That was a weird thing.
But yeah, you can't use mana you get from creatures. Because that's mana.
Mm-hmm.
You can reduce its cost with other things.
Right.
That's cool. What? Like...
You have to, if you play Morophon and choose Avatar, that'll reduce the hybrid mana portion of the cost. So you won't have to worry about that anymore.
Hey! That's a hell of a price to pay, though. You are correct, though. Also, shut up, Mike.
That's the tricky part, the colored portion of the cost, because you can't just use any creature to do it. You know, thank goodness. What's it called? I had this quip a few days ago.
Narcomoeba.
Yeah, thank goodness Narcomoeba is blue. Otherwise, things would get really silly.
Yeah, although they could hard cast a Golgari Thug. Or two. Tap their Vengevine to pay for it. That seems less than ideal.
Tap the Vengevine, yeah. I think someone else in a chat window somewhere pointed out Bloodghast.
Bloodghast, that's the one. I'm like, what's the Nether Shadow dude?
Oh yeah, JD Phoenix also mentioned Prized Amalgam. Prized Amalgam will work.
Yeah. So Dredge has options.
Prized Amalgam enters tapped though, right?
Who does?
Prized Amalgam enters the battlefield tapped, right?
No idea.
And that's at the end of the turn. So Bloodghast is a little easier to make it work.
Yeah. So yeah, if Dredge really wants to fool with this, it can. I don't know if it'd be worth it. But it's there. I guess. MTG Strategist asks, are there any mill spells with a mass? There was the big one.
You'd think there would be one.
The one that cost 4.
Oh yeah, with that shows the gods coming through the portal.
Yeah, the blue-black one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The not quite cruel ultimatum. Enter the Eternals. That's the one. Thank you, Jay Spencer. That's the only one I know off the top of my head because it got used against me at the pre-release and it made me go. It did not make me go Hogak though. Buh. Right. What else do we talk about, gentlemen? There's so much nonsense in this set.
I know.
Reprints. Battle Screech.
Ooh, Battle Screech.
Battle Screech is really good. I didn't know. These things were, like, apparently up real high.
Really?
For some reason, according to someone in the Discord server. And I wish I'd have known that because I've probably got, like, 6 of them in a freaking box up there.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
But then this was shown, so they've dropped immediately. Because of Pauper? Oh, was it reprinted as a common at some point? Because it was an uncommon originally, wasn't it?
Yeah. Where was it a common? Was it online? It's probably some online set.
Battle Screech.
Pauper legality is weird.
Yeah, Vintage Masters. It was a common. Boo. But alright, moving on. We've got Gilded Light. You gain Shroud until end of turn with cycling. That's a reprint.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a reprint. Just very similar to something.
What?
Astral Drift.
Yeah, Astral Drift is almost a reprint. which we didn't talk about yet. Hey, tell us about Astral Drift.
So Astral Drift, for 2 and a white, it's a rare enchantment. Whenever you cycle Astral Drift or cycle another card while Astral Drift is on the battlefield, you may exile target creature. If you do, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And it has cycling 2 and a white.
So, explain to people what was so crazy about Astral Slide, Mike.
Astral Slide was also printed in an environment where when Morph was first introduced. So you didn't actually have to pay costs to flip your Morph creatures face up if you cycled a card while Astral Slide was out on the battlefield. Because it would, send the Morph creature to exile, and then it would return to the battlefield face up by default. So you'd get some value out of cycling something and turn your Exalted Angel face up without having to actually pay the cost, her Morph cost.
And her Morph cost was already super cheap.
Super cheap.
But when you can do it while drawing a card, that seems better. It was also useful for getting opponents' things out of the way later in the game.
Yes, getting blockers out of the way. Mm-hmm.
How is this different? Is the only difference between this and Astral Slide is the cycling?
Yeah, the cycling and
this happens.
the fact that it works when you cycle it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a massive improvement.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Seems good. This doesn't trigger when your opponent... Oh, it doesn't! Did Astral Slide say when your opponent cycled?
Oh, crap, it might have. Gatherer.
Are you serious?
That was printed at a time. Oh, whenever a player cycles a card, you may exile target creature. Oh, God.
What the balls, dude? That's crazy.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, it also disincentivized your opponents from cycling anything.
Okay, so yeah, this is better. This is just better. Huh. All right, moving on. Did we talk about the Segovian Angel? We didn't.
No.
All right, so Segovian Angel for a single white mana is a 1/1 with flying and vigilance. That's common, and it's an angel. Which, I mean, this could easily have been a bird. There have been many 1/1 flying vigilant birds, right?
Right.
No problem. But this is really cool because it's an angel from Segovia. Now, if we go back to Gatherer, go to Advanced Search, and go down here and include special items, and what's the name of the freaking card?
Segovia.
No. That would be the type? Does that work?
You're trying to look for the name of the plane? The plane is just called Segovia.
No, the plain card. Yeah, Segovia is a subtype. There we go.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
I forgot what it's called.
Card.
The Hippodrome.
Hippodrome.
The Hippodrome is one of the planes from Plane Chase that says all creatures get -5/-0. And whenever you roll Chaos, you may destroy target creature if its power is 0 or less. But the plane is Segovia. And Segovia is important because everything is tiny. Everything's ill on Segovia. And I think this all was just a joke because of the Segovian Leviathan.
Right. The Segovian Leviathan. In the art, it's called a Leviathan. In the art, it's completely dwarfing this whale that's swimming in front of it.
Yeah, there's like there's like a pod of like blue whales
Mm.
that are swimming around it. And it's huge next to them.
Yeah, but it's a 3/3.
But it's a 3/3. So there's that. And I don't know how much of this was on purpose. Because this first showed up in Legends. Because, like, the flavor text is from the Bible. So they didn't make a reference to it.
Mm-hmm.
But, so the first reference to it that I know about is the Hippodrome. Where Segovia and everything's tiny. And now the next reference that I know about, there might be others, is is the Segovian Angel.
Yeah.
And you can see the hippodrome in the background of her art too, which is really funny. But yeah, Stark just pointed out the flavor text: when Wurzel summoned Segovian angels to fight Thomil's Garganticari gnats, the ensuing battle numbered among the multiverse's least destructive. And yeah, somewhat, was it Ethan Fleischer, I think, said on Twitter that they made the Garganticari plane. Garganticar, maybe?
Probably.
And this is a real plane that they have made up specifically to make this joke. So yeah, that's a lot of flavor and stuff that literally doesn't matter to the card itself. But because this is like Time Spiral 2.0, if you know these things, it makes the card so much better.
No, now people with angel decks have a more on-theme 1-drop, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there's ever been a 1-drop. There have been a few 2-drops, like the
There have been a few 2-drops,
the
yeah.
Angelic Spirit. I forget what it's called. Angelic Page? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the one you could only play on turn 2. Or after turn 3, I think. They cost 2.
Yeah.
Sarah
Time
Avenger?
Spiral sets. Sarah Avenger, yes.
Yeah. But anyway, just a nice little bit of flavor. What else do we have that's a reprint that we could see real quick? Choking Tethers, I think we mentioned that last week. Oh, Future Sight!
Oh yeah.
With the sick Magic Online art. Oh my god, look at that. Was this ever printed with this art, or was this only online? I know it was online first.
Yeah. I think I've only seen it in digital games.
Future Sight.
Because they used this art in one of the Duels of the Planeswalkers games, too.
Oh yeah, it was printed in Jace vs. Vraska. Vintage Masters. It was in Eternal Masters too.
With this art?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the Onslaught art was only used in Onslaught. So this has been printed twice before with this art, like in paper.
Cool.
Right? Eternal Masters is... Yeah, Eternal Masters was...
Eternal Masters was paper.
Yeah. Vintage Masters is the one that was digital only. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is right here. So yeah, that's cool. Play with the top card of your library revealed, and you may play the top card of your library. For anyone that doesn't know. This card, if you get it out and leave it out, this card is stupid good.
Mm-hmm. It's good for you, and it's also good your opponent. It's one of those things like Howling Mind that no one really wants to get rid of.
Although
Oh, no,
they
this
should.
doesn't work for everybody.
Oh, it does. Oh, you may play. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. This card just lets you just barf through your deck just quickly. It's like Experimental Frenzy. Except better? Because you can still play the cards in your hand.
Yes.
Alright, let's see here.
Pondering Mage is a reprint, isn't it?
No.
It's not?
He's
No.
casting Ponder, which is a spell.
Yeah.
That's too good.
He's even casting a Ponder using the art from Ponder, which is really freaking awesome.
Maybe that's why I thought.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Oh man, we got Tribute Mage, which is the next mage that searches up a artifact of a certain cost.
Mm-hmm.
Tribute Mage, a 2/2 for 3. Human Wizard, when enters the battlefield, search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 2. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle.
Yeah.
So we had the Trinket Mage, which got what? 1 or less?
1 or less.
We had the Treasure Mage, which got
6
or more. And there's one that gets something else.
The
Trophy.
Mage gets 3.
Isn't it Trophy?
Trophy, yes.
Yeah, that gets 3. And Tribute Mage gets 2. Nice. Rebuild is a reprint?
Really? Was this something from like Urza Saga that I forgot about?
It had to be, right?
I guess so.
Rebuild. Search. It is Urza's Legacy. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now that I see the art, I recognize it. Yeah. Let's see. Carrion Feeder. Oh my
Carrion
god.
Feeder.
Carrion Feeder.
That's a good card.
Oh my god. Can we talk about Dead of Winter?
Oh, we already talked about Crypt Rats. Yes, let's talk about Dead of Winter. I saw this and I'm like, gosh, sorry, Mutilate. You're no longer my favorite Black Rat.
Dead of Winter. For 2 and a black, it's a rare sorcery. All non-snow creatures, that's important, get -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of snow permanents you control. And the flavor text is, at last, silence. From Tevesh Zat.
The
Look
art
at
is
this. Yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. With these two guys frozen, stabbing each other through the chest with giant spears. At least I assume they're frozen.
Yeah, probably.
And everything else is frozen. All the bodies and everything. And oh, it's just so pretty.
In kind of a morbid way, but
Okay, yeah, that's true. But so with Snowlands,
Yeah.
like, do you just put this in? Do you make a new snow deck instead of Skred Red? Do you play like Snow Rakdos?
I suppose you could.
Like, can
I'd
we?
say just dig through all the Ice Age stuff. The oh, what was the set that we played? We
Snap.
went to the pre-release
Cold
for
Snap.
Cold Snap,
Yeah.
and then you've got this set, so it's highly possible to build a snow deck.
Well, especially since Snow wasn't even in Ice Age.
Right.
It was only in Cold Snap and now this set.
Right.
So, but like, do you
I mean,
think?
granted, it's not strictly better than Mutilate, because you can charge up Mutilate with dual lands, but there aren't any snow duels.
True.
Not like this. There are snow duels that come in that enter the battlefield tapped, but they don't have searchable land types or anything like that.
True. But like, there are enough snow things that care about snow permanence in this set that I'm wondering if it's possible to build like some sort of control-y snow deck and name it Big Snow. Huh, name it Blizzard. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Anyway, but Dead of Winter's really good. Like, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheap, super cheap sweeper that doesn't hurt your stuff, that all the work is done in the deck building part, not so much in the playing part, because presumably if you're playing this deck, all of your lands are snow lands,
Yeah.
or at least the vast majority of them. So
Mm-hmm.
getting out 4 or 5 snow permanents isn't really hard. And I love it. I love it so much. Anyway. What? Alexa, be quiet. Who's talking to her? No one's talking to her. I'm sorry. I'm hung up on Dead of Winter. Nether Spirit is a reprint.
Yeah. Diabolic Edict is a reprint.
Yeah. I think we mentioned that last week.
Oh, okay.
While we're
Nether
here.
Spirit. Gosh.
Yeah, Nether Spirit.
Nether Spirit, like reading articles about Nether Spirit decks was what started giving me the idea that you can make really, really strange Magic decks that are effective at what they do.
Oh, yeah. Nether Spirit. For 1 black, it's a 2/2 spirit. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Nether Spirit is the only creature card in your graveyard, you may return Nether Spirit to the battlefield. It's like the opposite of Nether Shadow, which is why I hate it. But and the new art is creepy. Buh. I'm trying to close the window and I can't. It's looking at me, Mike. Oh God, did it get me? Mike, Dirk?
What?
Oh, okay. Phew. Did we lose Mike again? Yeah, we must have. Okay, he'll be back. Whew, okay.
Is Unearth a reprint?
Is what? Yes, Unearth is, I think.
Back.
Unearth is a reprint?
Yes, Unearth is a reprint.
I can't remember where that's from either, though.
Urza's Legacy. I'm still not back yet.
Urza's Legacy. It was also in Masters 25, but no one cared about Masters. Wait, no, Masters 25 was the good one. Never mind. Oh, wow, it was a common in Urza's Legacy. Oh, okay.
Now.
Oh, it's a common now. Hey, look at that.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, we hear you.
Okay, so now I'm... Okay.
Yeah, you've been back.
Okay. We didn't hear me answer that Unearth was in Urza's Legacy, so...
Yeah, I did.
No, we agreed with you.
What? Oh.
And then you said it's a common now, and I went, oh, it's a common now.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you did.
I think I was trying to talk to myself, like, am I back on now? Am I
Oh, okay.
back now? I don't know.
Whatever. Let's see. God, there's so much stuff. Did you guys see some of these black cards that aren't reprints? Like they finished the Ling cycle with the Endling. Oh my God.
It's a bit... Oh, wait. I just realized something about... I just now realized Endling is on Theros, or in the Theros underworld.
Is
I
it?
just saw the mask it's holding.
Oh! Oh! Oh, I saw their outfits, and I'm like, Mike, that's racist. But yeah, the mask, okay. Dude. All right, tell us about Endling.
All right, so Endling, I don't know what they could have done with the name. I don't have any better suggestions, but I don't know. Endling, for 2 black, is a rare 3/3 zombie shapeshifter. And it has an interesting set of Morphling-like abilities. So the last one is your standard pay 1, Endling gets +1/-1 or -1/+1 until end of turn. But the others, you pay a black, Endling gets menace until end of turn. Pay a black, Endling gains death touch until end of turn.
Seems good.
Yeah. Pay a black, Endling gains undying until end of turn.
That's stupid.
It only works once unless you can do something to get rid of the +1/+1 counter, but still.
Man. Let's see. Donovan Bain said Blightling. Skytonic said Deathling. Stark Maximum said the black one, shut up, Ling. The Are You Happy Now, Ling? Alright, so what's the cycle? We've got Morphling is the original.
Yes.
Torchling was the next, I think, the red one.
Yes.
That's all. I remember Thornling.
Thornling was in green. It didn't carry forward the art theme.
True, but it still had the +1/-1 thing, right?
Yeah, it still had all that stuff. And I think its ability that protected itself was that it gave itself indestructible until end of turn, something like that.
Oh wait, Aetherling is the second blue one. Oh.
Yeah, there have been other blue variants. Like Wind Reaper was intended to, whatever the heck it's called, was intended to be another Morphling variant, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah, but the Aetherling is actually a Ling that has the 2...
Yeah, yeah.
They said it was called the Brightling. Yeah, here we go.
Brightling. That's right. I couldn't remember the name of the white one.
Oh, because it was in Battle Bond. Right. No wonder. Okay, cool. So Brightling is the white one. All right then. What else was in black? There's something else that I saw and I went, oh, we got to talk about that. Oh, the Sling Gang Lieutenant.
I
Dirk's
laughed
giggling.
at that one.
All right, tell us about it, Dirk.
So for 3 and a black, it's a 1/1 goblin that's uncommon. When Sling Gang Lieutenant enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Sacrifice a goblin. Target player loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life.
I love this card as like a goblin-y finisher
Mm-hmm.
because there's no mana cost with the ability.
Yeah, you just throw goblins.
Yeah, you just throw goblins and drain life. What? And the flavor text is like the more great goblin flavor text.
Freshly promoted to First Rock, Zaz was eager to make an impact.
I know you can't see Dirk right now, but he's leaning forward and grinning like,
Hey, hey.
I can't see him either. I just know.
Yeah, the goblin stuff is just is very amusing. Always puts a smile on my face.
And there's so much good goblin stuff to where I'm almost certain there's going to be a modern goblins deck that actually does things with some of these additions.
It's been on the fringe forever.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at the other one, the Plague Engineer. I knew there was another freaking card I wanted to...
I wondered if that's the one you were
Originally thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Plague Engineer for 2 and a black. It's a 2/2 carrier. What? Oh, because it carries the plague, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a type we've seen before?
I don't know.
No. Well, hey, look that up real quick.
There was some, I gather.
As Plague Engineer enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Oh, it has Death Touch, too, by the way. Creatures of the chosen type, your opponent's control, get -1/-1. This is so good. And the flavor text is, the lasting effects are invariably fatal. From Phyrexian Progress Notes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it yet, Mike?
Let's see. In reprints of Phyrexian Denouncer, Debaser, Defiler, and Plague Lord have the carrier type. Let me look at the first printings. Okay, the first printings also had the carrier type. But those are the only ones.
Well, that would be, yeah.
Yeah, that
completely
vertical
forgot
cycle.
that the Plague Lord was a carrier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the top of the vertical cycle.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Target creature gets minus... Oh, okay, yeah. That gives thing -3/-3. Whoops, wrong button. This gives -1/-1. This gives -2/-2. And the Plague Lord sacks to give -4/-4.
Yeah, and it has that other ability.
And it has the other ability. Right, and this one...
is an engineered plague.
is an engineered plague, yeah, because it's a plague engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, and they gave it to carrier type just because, again, it's another thing that doesn't matter for the card itself, but if you know this sort of thing, it just adds more awesome to it. Which is the thing Wizards has been really good about lately. Like, we said that a lot during the Dominaria set.
Yeah.
And we said it some during War of the Spark. But it's on every card here because, as we said in the first preview episode, it's Time Spiral 2.0. It just is. It's like a bunch of good cards that are just good, but then there's this undercurrent of awesome underneath what you can, like, what matters for what the card does. And I love it. Like, there's nothing here that would throw off a new player. Like, well, I don't know what carrier means. I guess I can't play this card. Like, no, that's silly. Oh, so good. Hey, let's go look at green.
Skipping red.
Oh, I just wanted to get to green before Dirk passes out.
Okay.
Dirk, did you see Crashing Footfalls?
Yeah, I thought that one was a good one. That sends me back to the old days. So it has Suspend of 4 for 1 green mana. And once you've it's a sorcery that's rare, it's rare. And it says create 2 4/4 green rhino creature tokens with trample.
Man.
So essentially for 1 green mana, it stays suspended for 4 turns. And then you get 2 4/4 green rhino creature token. That's really good.
It is, yeah. And Jay Spencer points out they don't have haste, which is super important because creatures that come out of suspend get haste, so you can attack with them immediately.
Yeah.
But these don't, and that's important. Because those of us who've been playing a long time are gonna want to swing with them. But no, you can't. Now, as a quick refresher, the way Suspend works is you pay the mana cost for... This has no mana cost, by the way. You cannot cast this from your hand. Which has only been done, with... I know there was a cycle of 5 Suspend cards before.
Yeah, that's it. There's a cycle of Suspend cards, and then before them, Evermind... Which didn't have a cost.
Yeah.
In Alpha, Cyclopean Tomb accidentally didn't have a cost.
Whoops. My bad. Yeah, so you can't cast this from your hand, but you pay the mana cost and you exile it with the number of counters on it. Oh, Lotus Bloom, right? That's
Lotus Bloom.
Which means now there's 2 more, but we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, you pay the mana cost, you exile it with that number of suspend counters. At the beginning of your upkeep, you remove a counter. And then when you remove the last one, you just cast it. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if with creatures with suspend, they have haste when they hit the board because you've been waiting all this time, and they play in their playtesting. People kept wanting to attack with them, so they just made it so you could.
Yeah.
But this is not a creature. This makes 2 tokens, so they don't have haste. That is very important. It will trip up some of the old school players.
It will trip up several new players too.
Also
it's just going to trip people. It's just going to trip people up.
But 2 4/4s with trample on turn 4. Well, it will be turn 4, won't it?
Mm-hmm. Wait. 5.
Turn 5. Okay, that's less impressive.
Yeah, at the earliest, yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's not bad. Especially if you had nothing else to do on turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you going to do on turn 1? Llanowar Elves?
Maybe.
I just closed an extra window. What did I just close? Oh, it was another card. Okay.
And Krosan Tusker got reprinted.
Krosan Tusker, my favorite. My absolute favorite uncounterable instant.
Mine too.
Is getting reprinted. Oh my god, this made me so happy. This is like one of my favorite Magic cards ever that isn't black. Like, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I started playing, if your deck had green mana in it, you put in at least a couple.
Mm-hmm.
You just did.
They're so useful.
Oh, because it has cycling, so you discard it. When you cycle it, you can search your library for a basic land card and put it in your hand, and then you draw a card.
What was good about this, the cycling is 2 and a green, And usually what ends up happening is most of the stuff in your hand costs 4. And so you would always, it never failed. You would always have 3 land out. And you were just looking for that 4th land so you could do something. And lo and behold, you would draw a Krosan Tusker and go, oh, thank goodness, my prayers have been answered. And you would cycle it, get a land, and draw a card, play the land, and actually be like, ah, yes, next turn I can do something.
Yeah, my curse with Krosan Tusker is I would cycle, get a basic land, shuffle, draw a card. It was always a land. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. Every time. But anyway.
So the one fun one is right next to it, which is the level up creature.
Oh,
Hex
yeah!
Drinker.
What
So
it
level
is,
up
Dirk?
was what?
Oh, God,
Zendikar?
what was-
Rise of the Eldrazi.
It was
Rise of the
Rise.
Eldrazi.
Yeah, there we go. So tell us
So,
about
yeah.
the Hex Drinker.
For it's 1 green mana. It's a mythic snake that has a level up of 1 colorless or 1 generic mana. And at level 1,
Level 0.
it's a 2/1. Okay. Well, as you begin to level up, once it gets to either level 3 to 7, it becomes a 4/4 and has protection from instances. And if you level up to 8 or more, it becomes a 6/6 with protection from everything. That literally is what it says on the card.
Which we've
Protection
seen
from everything.
once before. Is it just Progenitus that has
Yes.
protection from everything?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a baby. You're hatching your own Progenitus. Oh. Yeah, I love this card because now remember, level up is only at sorcery speed. But that means any turn where you're not going to use your last 2 mana, you just throw it at the Hex Drinker. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
fine. And if you spend 3 mana, you get a 4/4 with protection from instants. That means for 4 mana, you get a 4/4 with protection from instants.
Yeah. For Hill Giant mana. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. And then if you spend a total of 9 mana, you get a 6/6 that's pro everything, which is not like a bargain. But when you do it over the course of however many turns, that's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if your opponent doesn't kill it in between it with a response, you can turn 4, get it up to level 3, and then turn 5, make your land drop, get it up to level 8. That's a little Christmas landy, but not impossible.
Not impossible.
Mhm.
Oh, there's a rules question for Mike in the chat. What happens to the stuff attached to Hex Drinker when you hit level 8?
It falls off.
It all just falls off.
Yep. Auras can only stay attached to legal objects. Same thing with equipment. One of the things that protection does, it says you can't have that stuff attached to you. So
real quick, because there are swords and stuff again, protection, because they haven't used protection in a long time now because it's confusing.
yeah, because it's a lot of stuff packed into one ability.
It is. The word to remember with protection is debt. Like what we're all in. We're all in debt. But debt, DEBT, is
Damage.
damage. It can't be damaged by anything that has the whatever
That has a property.
property. That's the word. Whatever property that it has protection from. So in this case, let's say instance. So it can't be damaged by instance.
Mhm.
If you're at levels 3 to 7. The E is for enchantment and equipment.
Mhm.
So it can't be equipped or enchanted if it has protection from everything because that's covered by protection. B is blocked. It can't be blocked by anything. And the T is targeted. It can't be targeted by anything. So damaged, Enchanted or equipped, blocked, targeted. And I feel like I say that a lot, but I don't really. I just say it anytime protection comes up in this day and age because it's not a thing that happens all the time anymore.
Right.
So yeah. I like this card. I don't know if it's any good. I freaking love this card. It's so sick.
Mhm. I saw someone saying that they wish Llanowar Tribe on the type line said elf, 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 druid, druid, druid.
I was just looking for that, but I scrolled the wrong way. Yeah, here it is. Dirk, did you see Llanowar Tribe?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about Llanowar Tribe, because it's hilarious.
For 3 green mana, it's a 3/3. That's a elf druid that's uncommon, and it says tap, add 3 green mana to your mana pool. Well, it just says add 3 green mana. Why I think it's funny, or why it's kind of funny, is that this is what the Llanowar elves did, except they just did for 1, they added 1 green mana. So
Yeah, it's
Oh.
3 Llanowar elves stapled together,
yeah,
Yes.
essentially what it is.
and it's so cool.
Let's see. Llanowar remembers the Ice Age, the Phyrexian invasion, and the Rift era. So long as we draw breath, we will endure such disasters, never threaten our world again.
Oh, so good. I just love that it's 3 Llanowar elves. Like, that just makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yep. So Spore Frog is a reprint. Spore Frog rules.
yeah.
Squirrel Nest is a reprint. Squirrel Nest is ridiculous.
Yeah. Did we do Unbound Flourishing last week?
No.
Okay.
Okay, this is totally a Dirk card. Oh my god.
Unbound Flourishing for 3 and a green, or for 2 and a green. Sorry, for 2 and a green. It's an enchantment that's mythic. Whenever you cast a permanent spell with a mana cost that contains X, double that value of X. Whenever you cast an instance or sorcery spell or activate an ability, if that spell's mana cost or that spell's activation cost contains X, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy.
So, and it's got a giant ass Hydra in the art
Mm-hmm.
because that's the most relevant creature for the permanent spell with mana cost that contains X. Because there's a lot of Hydra with X in the cost.
Yes.
So it doubles X. And when you cast a spell with X or an ability with X, you don't double it. You just get another copy. What? It's doubling season for X. This is so stupid.
So, just as an example, let's say we do Drain Life. Drain Life
does-
for X.
does Drain
Let's
Life-
say we put in.
Wait, hang on. Does Drain Life have X?
I think the current Oracle text does. I'll check.
Okay. Say Consume Spirit then, because we know that says X.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do Consume Spirit. So if you put 3 in for the X on Consume
Mhm.
Spirit, it doubles to 6.
Correct.
No. You get a second one. Because it's a spell.
Yes.
The double is only for permanents.
Right. Yeah. Chewie's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it does double, but it doesn't. The single spell doesn't double its X. You just get a second one. So it's even better because now you can shoot 2 different things with a single X spell. So like if you fireball Mike for 4, you can also fireball Brian for 4. Not me though, because me and Dirk is boys. So. Or you could fireball Mike twice because Mike sucks.
You could. You could.
And the activation thing like, oh god, what's the activation on the broken ass artifact in not Legacy, the other one, Vintage. Candelabra.
Oh, the candelabra. That's also. I mean, yeah, that's silly too.
So you can copy your untap X lands and do it twice, which is infinite mana essentially. Let's be real. Yeah, the broken artifact in Vintage. I'm gonna have to be more specific. Good point. My bad. My bad. Yeah, Unbound Flourishing with Mind Twist, because you're a mean person. Exactly. This card is silly. And these are just the old obvious ones. Fireball, Consume Spirit, Mind Twist. Like, there are all kinds of things with X in the cost that are just ridiculous.
Well, this would just go in the X deck.
Which, yeah, that's what someone said in the Discord server. Like, as soon as they dropped it, they're like, tell Dark to get his X deck. And I'm like, you shut your face. Like, I love this card. I think this card's awesome. Oh, man. Did you see the anti-storm storm card?
Yes, that's funny.
What is it, Mike?
It is. Let me get back to the window. It is Weather the Storm. For 1 and a green, it's a common instant. You gain 3 life. Storm.
This is ridiculous. How does Storm kill you? Storm decks. How do they kill you right now, Mike? They're primarily 2 ways.
Yeah, it's usually Grape Shot, but sometimes it's Empty the Warrens.
Yep. This completely nerfs the first one.
Yeah, back in the day in Standard, and I can't remember if this was also extended. Sometimes it was Ignite Memories, but I don't think people kill with Ignite Memories in Modern.
And in Legacy, it's Tendrils of Agony.
Tendrils, yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that Tendrils of Agony?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So this is like a sideboard superstar in green against Storm decks. Because when they go, okay, do this ridiculous amount of crap, here's my win condition at you, you go, okay, Weather the Storm. And they go, so yeah, that seems good. For that very specific use, but clearly that's what it's in the name, for God's sake.
Okay, it's better against Grape Shot and Tendrils than it is against Empty the Warrens, because there's still a zillion goblin tokens on the other side of the battlefield, so you got to figure out what to do about that.
True. Empty the Warrens makes what? 2 goblins for each cast?
2. Mm-hmm.
Well, you just gain 3 life for each cast, so you've got like a full extra turn to live.
Yeah, you can survive 1 attack.
And not even care.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you a turn to find your removal or to win yourself or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think it's neat. Okay, so earlier we brought up Splice. And
yes.
Splice is back.
Have we just seen like 2 cards so far? Have there been a few more?
I don't know. I can't find any. I don't remember what they were called. I don't see any.
We talked
in
about
red.
the Splicer skill.
Oh yeah, we did talk about Splicer skill last week.
And there was another card, wasn't there? Where is it?
What was the other Splice card there, chat? I didn't see it in red, but I also might have missed it. The blue card drawing. But where? Everdream. I must have scrolled right past it. It is not here. Was it just shown today?
Okay, I must have seen it when I was eating my lunch.
Yeah, here we go. Everdream. Which is splice onto instant or sorcery for 2 and a blue. Draw a card. And it costs 1 and a blue. So it's not like Evermind. You could cast it by itself if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
yeah.
people are asking about Splice and Storm. I think. I don't remember if. I think Splice is a copy effect and not a text changing effect. It'll work if Splice is a copy effect. Yeah, Stark says, I feel like if Splice and Storm worked, someone would have done it by now. The problem is that there are no arcane spells with Storm. And there are no Splice cards that can splice onto anything other than an arcane spell.
True.
So I would have to go look up the detailed rules for Splice. If it works based on a copy effect, then yeah, that'll do it. But if it works based on a text changing effect, then then the text it adds wouldn't be part of the copyable values of the spell, so it wouldn't get copied. I have a feeling they would have made it work based on a copy effect so that it would interact the way people think it would with effects that copy spells, but I'll have to double check that.
Oh yeah. We didn't talk about the Mox.
Nope, not yet.
There's a new Mox. It's called Mox Tantalite because apparently they're running low on precious gems. But since this one's kind of bad, I guess that's why. So we mentioned earlier the 6th card in the no casting cost suspend cycle was the Lotus Bloom. But now we have Mox Tantalite, which is a mythic artifact that suspends for 3 turns for 0 mana, and it taps to add 1 mana of any color. Now,
for 3 turns, you get to stare at this thing and go, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the Lotus Bloom was good because when it hit the board, you got this huge boost of 3 extra mana.
Yeah, it was part of those Dragonstorm decks at the time.
Exactly. Where you looked several turns in the future and said, okay, so once this hits, I'll have 9 mana. This is a spell, and then you Seething Storm and whatever. And you Dragonstorm for like 4 dragons that combo and kill your opponent.
Yes.
But this is just 1 mana? Granted, it doesn't sacrifice. But
I think it's good if you're, looking and going, I need that color that's just not coming to me. Then yeah, in 3 turns you'll get to cast it if you're in an odd color or something like that. But
yeah, I guess. But like,
but you have to wait 3 turns.
Thinking of how this will work in Modern, I don't know if it matters enough. I guess in your opening hand, this is probably fine.
Yeah.
And if you have like 2 or 3 in your opening hand, you're probably solid. Of course, that means the rest of your hand sucks. Because you're essentially starting at 4 cards. But you do get a big boost with like 2 of them. But with just the one, I don't know, man. My response to this when I saw it was, that doesn't seem very good, but I probably don't know what I'm talking about. And then I saw Sam Black, like, why are people hyped about this card? It's hot garbage. And I was like, But it's got Mox in the name, so people want it, Oh, wait a minute. Magnus found us a Twitter link.
Yeah, I just read that. Okay, so Eli explains it as Splice being a choice that you make. And, okay, I forgot. The choices you make when casting a spell are part of its copyable values. Right. So Splice is a choice. Yes, and that's what Eli explains here. Splice is a choice, so yes, it gets copied by Storm.
Okay. So, and Eli Schifrin is the rules manager, so he would know. All right. Thank you, Magnus.
Yeah, and there was one thing I wanted to say about Mox Tantalite. If you run it out on turn 1, it basically has the same effect as. No, wait, it doesn't, because it comes out on turn 4. I was going to say it has a similar effect to Rampant Growth for when you get the extra mana, but no, it comes a turn later. Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Is that maybe I'm missing something? And I like. Magnus also said there's an As Foretold deck that likes the Tantalite. All right.
Okay.
There might be like some obscure nonsense deck that might like it. Clearly.
Maybe if you need to discard an artifact.
Hey. Sick. Oh my god, there's ninjas. Did you guys see these freaking ninjas?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so the first one that I saw was the Fallen Shinobi. The Fallen Shinobi is 3 a blue and a black for a 5/4 zombie ninja, which we determined in the Discord server this guy was a ninja and then he died. No, because you can't kill a ninja because of the law of inverse ninjutsu, right? So if there's only one ninja, you can never kill him. But if there's ass loads of ninjas, then they all just drop like flies.
Yeah.
This is every video game and kung fu movie ever, right? But
Right.
so this is clearly a guy who died, became a zombie, and then trained to be a ninja because he's rare. So he can't be a ninja that died because a rare ninja just wouldn't die, right? Okay. From the law of inverse ninjutsu. Now,
Or it is rare to find a ninja that has died.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm really gonna go with.
I hate you both.
He was betrayed. That's why he's got the funky arm.
Ah, okay.
He was hanging. Somebody cut his arm off, and then he fell, and thus the fallen part.
Oh my god. But anyway, so he's a
It's all coming
5/4. He's okay, so he's a 5/4 zombie ninja for 3 a blue and a black. Not that you're ever going to use that, but he has ninjutsu of 2 a blue and a black. Now, ninjutsu's old and has only been seen, I think, once or twice since. Since it came out originally in.
Yeah.
What was that set? The second one. Betrayers.
Second one.
Betrayers of Kamigawa.
Yeah, Betrayers
Yeah.
of Kamigawa.
So, ninjutsu, you pay the ninjutsu cost and return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand, and you put this card on the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. So, essentially, the way to visualize ninjutsu is you pay the mana cost, and the ninja rips off its costume. It's like, aha, I was only pretending to be a 1/1 unblockable. Bam! Take 5. But you have to do it after blocks, but before damage. Otherwise,
Yes.
there's no point, really. Because most of them have when it deals combat damage to a player, do a thing. For instance, this guy, when he deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top 2 cards of their library. Until end of turn, you may play those cards without paying their mana cost. This guy is sick. I love this guy because he hits for 5 and he gets you 2 free things. Because it says play, it doesn't say cast. So if you turn up a land, you can play it if you haven't played a land yet this turn.
Right.
And yeah, I really like this guy. There are more. No, Dirk, you can't go to bed till we talk about ninjas. Dirk, did you see the ingenious infiltrator?
Let me find him real quick. Yeah, I saw him. I didn't see what he did.
Oh, well, read it then.
Okay, so for 2 blue and a black, he's a 2/3 Vidalcan ninja who's uncommon. And that said, you're not going to use him. You're not going to pay the mana cost. You're going to do the ninjutsu, which is a blue and a black. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
Oh, Ooh, so good.
So he
So-
can't be your commander, but he's sort of like a lord.
Yeah.
He's
Sorta,
like a lieutenant lord. He's not making him bigger, but he's giving him a fun ability.
Yeah. Like what if all of your ninja were Ninja of the Deep Hours?
It's pretty good.
Ninja of the Deep Hours was like the good one.
Yeah,
It was like the best one. So yeah, that's freaking cool. Okay, wait, where are the other ninjas? Chat, where are the ninjas? They're in blue black. Scroll. Okay, wait, hang on. Wait. Where are the freaking ninjas? Oh no, are they not here yet?
No.
Damn it.
Sliver Ninja.
Mike, I hate you. Wait, is there a Sliver Ninja?
No,
Oh.
No.
that'd be dumb.
Oh, there's the Mist Syndicate in blue, the Naga.
Ah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's all we have in here. But the Mist Syndicate Naga is 2 and a blue for a 3/1 Naga Ninja. That's rare. And the Ninjutsu's 2 and a blue. When the Ninjutsu cost and the mana cost are the same,
You will always do the ninjutsu.
yeah, there's like this what feeling. But listen to this. Whenever Mist Syndicate Naga deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of Mist Syndicate Naga. So it's a ninja that goes, haha, because, it's a snake person. And then it stabs someone, and then, poof, a copy appears next to it, and go, and oh my god. I love it. Now, remember, there are cards in this set that are pretty much here to enable the ninja. Oh god, where is it? It's is it not here yet?
that one drop unblockable changeling guy.
Was that in black?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought it was in blue.
no,
What the hell's that called?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it. I just remember that's what it is. Changeling Outcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Changeling Outcast. This one. Excuse me. This 1/1 that can't block and can't be blocked. It's there to slip through for your ninja, in limited. That's what it's there for. So, there you go. And all of these things that say when a creature type does a thing, like the Ingenious Infiltrator, changelings are ninjas. Shh. That's important.
That's a good point.
So, yeah. Alright. I swear there was something else that I was gonna get Dirk to check out. Oh no, we talked about it. Never mind. Did you see they reprinted Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With sweet nude spirit centaur incarnation art? Oh, look at it. Alright then. Well, Dirk needs to go to bed.
Mhm.
So, hey Dirk, you got any final thoughty stuff for us?
My school year officially ended this week, so today was my first day with absolutely no school stuff whatsoever, and it's kind of nice when you're on summer break. Except that as soon as the kiddos are out, which will be 2 weeks from now, I will be essentially back in teacher mode again because I'll be doing school stuff with them. Because when you're the child of a teacher, it's okay, great. Now you guys need to go and do some stuff so that way when you go back to school, you didn't forget it all over the summer.
Poor kids don't even get a summer break, Dirk. You're the worst.
Well, I mean, we go and do fun stuff. Like we go out to the zoo, we go to the science centers, and we go and do fun stuff. And they get to go outside and play. That's part of what I set up for them to do over the summer. But at the same time, it's we are also going to be doing vocab and reading and math and stuff of that sort over the summer as well, because don't want them to go back and be like, I don't know how to read. What's this math thing you want me to do? Because I can't tell you how many kids come back to me and it's like, we did this last year, and they go, I forgot that. What happens when they just, at the end of the year, I had one kid that he didn't even want to be in the anatomy class, and as soon as he got done taking his final exam, he took his notebook and he threw it in the trash. It's like, yeah, that's about what I expected from you. Because the whole purpose of the anatomy class was, here's this notes, here's this information. You're supposed to do an interactive notebook, so that way when you guys go to college, you can take this with you and you have all this information for you to use in college. But yeah, his dummy self he just wanted to get out of the class. He just was like, I just need the class just to graduate. And so as soon as he got done taking the final exam, he took his stuff and he threw it in the trash. And that's what I don't want my kids to do. Is to take their stuff and be like, I don't need this anymore, and then to come back to school and be like, I don't remember how to do all this. So, but that's essentially my final thought. And with that, I am going to bed because I am exhausted.
That is a good call.
Yep.
Well, have a good night, my friend.
Alrighty. Night, everybody.
All right, good night.
All right, so thanks to chat. I wanted to let Dirk go to bed. So thanks to chat, though, we have the rest of the common ninjas that were shown today.
Oh, good.
So we've got the Phantom Ninja, 1 blue, a 2/2 Illusion Ninja. Yeah. At common, it says Phantom Ninja can't be blocked. It doesn't have ninjutsu. Doesn't matter, though. Anything that can't be blocked can turn into a more different ninja, or it can use the buff from Ingenious whatever face. Infiltrator, there we go. Dude, shut up.
Or it can hold a sword of whatever, and beat people.
And just wreck things, exactly. Ninjas can run across water, pull ladders from pockets, kill with a kiss, and slip between bricks. Pack of lies, I say. Bendon, Tea House Gossip. Well, got news for you, buddy. Next up we have the Throat Seeker. Oh my god, did you see this?
Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh, tell us about it.
Okay, let me open the window again. Sorry, I read them and then I closed the thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, Throat Seeker. For 2 and a black, it's an uncommon 3/2 vampire ninja.
Ooh.
Unblocked attacking ninjas you control have lifelink.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, changelings are ninjas. Just saying.
Changelings are ninjas.
Then we have the Ninja of the New Moon, who is everything you want in a common ninja. Jesus. For 3 black, it's a common spirit ninja. It's a 6/3. Or it has ninjutsu of 3 and a black. Alright, I'll take 1. No, you'll take 6! Bitch! Like...
And it might be a little funny to see a ninja that doesn't have some kind of saboteur ability, something that doesn't trigger when it deals combat damage to opponent. But I think 6 damage is a pretty good
Yeah.
pretty good bonus.
It's, yeah. Like I said, it's common, so it can't do anything super awesome. But it can break your freaking face!
Yes.
Yeah, Stark said it does have a saboteur ability. It breaks your freaking face. It eats 1/3 of your life. Ah! Oh, I love this card. Like, this is like the best common ever, right here.
Whenever Ninja of the New Moon deals combat damage to a player, it deals a lot of damage to that player.
Exactly. And then finally we have the Moonblade Shinobi. Hey Mike, you want to tell me about that one?
Yes. For 3 and a blue, it's a 3/2 common human ninja. The ninjutsu is 2 and a blue, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with flying.
With flying? I missed that.
With flying.
Jesus. So yeah, those are your some other ninjas that were revealed today. To really back up the whole ninja sub theme in Blue Black. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the remember changelings are such and such things we're mentioning. It's not just to be funny. It's like they wanted to put a lot of different tribal stuff in this set, and based on what they learned from Lowen Block, changelings are an excellent way to help glue that all together and
Yup.
make it actually work.
Very much so. Oh man, we didn't talk about red.
No, we didn't.
Oh god, Mike. You saw Throes of Chaos, right?
I did see Throes of Chaos. I just started laughing when I read it. It's like one of those cards that it's like when the machine learning algorithm makes a stupid card that could actually be printed. It's not just complete nonsense.
Yeah. So it was said in the Discord server, but it doesn't do anything. And then someone else goes, no, it does nothing. So what's it do, Mike?
For 3 and a red, it's an uncommon sorcery with Cascade and Retrace. So it does not do anything by itself, but it lets you flip into some random card in your deck that costs less than 4. And then if you want to do it again, it's easy. You just discard a land and cast it from your graveyard with the Retrace.
Yeah. And you remember, back in the day, in Modern especially, there were decks that were built to use Bloodbraid Elf.
Yeah.
That didn't have cards that cost less than like 3 or 4. Or no, cards... What's the one? Oh, Living Death. Like the cheapest cards in it cost 3.
Well, yeah. Living Death is a deck now.
Is it still? Oh wow.
I thought. I mean, it's never been tier 1, but it's been fringe for a while, and people still mess with it. But yeah, there were value Jund decks that used Bloodbraid Elf when it was still legal.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking improperly of Bloodbraid Elf. I was thinking of the one, the Cascade spells that cost 3 are there specifically to go get Living Death and cast it.
Yeah. And I can't remember if Hypergenesis was legal for a very brief amount of time. It might have been.
I don't think it was. Control F, Hyper... Oh, yeah, it was. It was... No, that's extended. Hang on. No, it was one of the day 1 bans.
Was that day 1 like of Modern as an official format,
Yes.
or day 1 of when they were first experimenting with it in that event in Philadelphia? Was it?
I don't know. It was banned in the day 1 for real format,
Okay.
but it was legal in extended for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But it
and
was banned in June of 2010.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember whether it was banned in the experimental format that they used at the Invitational one time. Was that it?
I have no idea.
They used it as an
Anymore.
experimental format as the Invitational before it became official?
I remember they used it for something, but I don't remember what.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Throes of Chaos is hilarious. Oh god, Tectonic Reformation is another one that I'm sure Mike enjoyed.
Yeah. It's nice and easy for 1 in a red. It's a rare enchantment. Each land card in your hand has cycling red. And Tectonic Formation Tectonic Reformation itself has Cycling 2.
This seems really good.
Yeah.
Like, am I wrong?
No, it's a really useful way to get to the good stuff after you're done playing lands in an aggressive deck.
So good. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, shenanigans.
Of course, shenanigans.
Shenanigans, for 1 and a red, is a common sorcery. Destroy target artifact with Dredge 1. It had to have Dredge 1 because Dredge more than 1 is kind of stupid and broken. So,
Yes. You aren't actually making the card worse when you increase that number.
it turns out, no, you're making it drastically better. So, yeah. There's a card called Shenanigans now. And, yeah. That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
What else in red?
I wanted to point out in red, just because it's amusing, that Goblin Oriflamme
There it
is like his kind of like a secret reprint of the alpha printing of Orcish Oriflamme, which was
Yep.
printed with the wrong mana cost, but in retrospect, it was an appropriate mana cost. So for 1 and a red, you get an uncommon enchantment that says attacking creatures you control get +1/+0.
Yeah, what was Orcish Oriflamme supposed to cost?
4, 3 and a red.
Yeah.
And they did correct that in beta and the subsequent printings.
Yeah, but if we go here and type in Orcish Oriflamme and hit the beta, see it says 3 in a red. If we go to alpha, that says 1 in a red. And they went, no, that's way too good. Turns out it really wasn't.
No.
But
And did this come up in the series on the banned and restricted list that Orcish Oriflamme was restricted for a time because of the alpha misprint?
I think it did. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that you would just play the card as printed. There wasn't the concept of an Oracle text yet.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, speaking of Orcish things, did you see the Orcish Hellraiser?
Yeah, that's good.
I really like this card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for 1 in a red, it's a 3/2 Orc Warrior that's common. And when it dies, it deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. Like, that by itself is good, right?
That's very good. 2 mana for a 3/2 with no downside.
Yeah, but it has Echo of a single red.
Mm-hmm.
So Echo in this game, because I know there are a lot of games that have the word Echo now, means at the beginning of your upkeep, if this came under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, you sacrifice it unless you pay its Echo cost. Which really means if you played this last turn, you have to pay the Echo cost or lose it.
Yes.
And the original Echo cards all had an Echo cost that was the same as their mana cost.
Mm-hmm.
And then was it Time Spiral?
Yeah, Time Spiral was when they started experimenting with that.
Yeah, they gave us things like the Sting Scourger and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And the Orcish Hellraiser, like, this isn't a downside necessarily.
Yeah, if you know what you want to point that damage at.
Yeah, so this is actually a good card because of the downside, if that makes sense. Like, it's a...
Yeah, I mean, it's slow if you want to use it that way, but...
True. But it gives you an interesting tension. Like, I always hated that Echo was on the... What's the original Invitational card? Avalanche Riders.
Right.
Because it already blew up a land and it had haste. So, like, who cares if it dies?
Yeah, do you really need a 2/2 anymore?
Exactly, yeah. But, like this, it gives you an interesting tension of what's better for me right this second, a 3/2 or killing their planeswalker or shooting them in the face, because it only says player or planeswalker, which is important.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, I'm not saying this card is really good, but I'm saying that the design and the use of Echo in this card is really good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like it. I think it's sweet. There was an Entwine spell somewhere else that I wanted to talk about. But hey, Goblin War Party. I don't think we mentioned this last week.
No.
For 3 and a red, you choose one, 3/1/1 goblins, or creatures you control get +1/+1 in haste. And it has an Entwine cost of 2 and a red. Which means you do both if you pay the Entwine cost. So for 5 and 2 red, you get 3 2/2s with haste, and the rest of your stuff gets +1/+1 in haste as well. This is another one where I really love the design on this card.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of those are good. But wasn't there a gold one?
Yeah, it's golden. There's also a blue one.
What's the gold one called? Because
Kaya's Guile.
Kai. Right. Oh, telephone.
Telephone.
Who's calling you at 11 o'clock? It's got to be Ashley. So, Kaya's Guile, for 1, a white and a black, is a rare instant that says choose 2. Ahem. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Or, exile all cards from each opponent's graveyard. Or, you get a 1/1 white and black spirit with flying. Or, you gain 4 life. And the Entwine cost is 3. So for 6 mana, you do all 4. So this is like a little mini ultimatum. Each opponent sacks a creature. All your opponents lose their graveyards. You get a flyer and you gain 4 life. For 6 mana? Yeah, that seems alright. It's not great, but it's alright. And it's an instant. Okay. Yeah. Seems good. But flexibility is always key, and this is super flexible. It's Graveyard Hate, it's a removal spell, it's a flyer, or it's Emergency Life. And as we always say, more options equals more better. Twisted Reflection is the other one. Right. Here it is. Twisted Reflection, for 1 and a blue, is an uncommon instant that says choose 1. Target creature gets -6/-0 until end of turn. Or switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. And it has an Entwine of a black. So for 1, a blue, and a black, it essentially says kill whatever the hell you want, because that, not much is going to survive that. Because you do it in the order it's written. So you give something -6/-0, and then you switch the power and toughness. I have no idea if that's ever been done before. An off-color Entwine cost? I don't think so. Hang on. Gatherer. We can check real quick. Rules, text, Entwine. Add, search. No. 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 No.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Nope. There are Entwine costs that aren't mana, but nothing that's an off color. Cool. So that's really cool. All right. We've been going for like 2.5 hours now. There's one more card that we have to talk about because chat has been mentioning it off and on the entire time.
Okay.
It's Echo of Eons. Tell us about Echo of Eons, Mike.
All right, so Echo of Eons. For 4 blue, it's a mythic sorcery. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into the library and then draws 7 cards. All right, so it's Time Twister for a more appropriate cost. Then it has a flashback of 2 in a blue.
Didn't you just say more appropriate, Mike?
But thankfully, when you cast it using the flashback, it exiles itself. So
Yeah. Thank goodness.
still, that's a lot of cards to be drawing for 3 mana. Even though you're giving your opponent some too, hopefully you'll be able to.
Yeah, what he said. I think the word he was trying to say was exploit it more. All we
Yes.
heard was X. Oh, you're back. Okay, cool. Yeah, JD Phoenix says, good thing there's no easy way to discard your hand and also get 3 mana. Oh. Oh, I'm dying.
It's pretty funny.
Lion's Eye Diamond into Echo of Eons? That makes my ass itch! Is this a mistake?
It might be.
They've got people that check for these things now. Like, there's play design now.
There is, and they do have people look at Modern. I don't know how many people they have look at Legacy.
Yeah, I did see a mock-up banned restricted list from April of 2020 that had Echo of Eons on it in Legacy, and I went,
That's funny.
so yeah, that's ridiculous. But I think we have to stop there because it's late as balls.
Yeah.
So as much as we want to talk about Aria, or as you want us to talk about Aria of Flame, you'll just have to wait. Okay, yeah. I was hoping Mike would be like, okay, because it's a very Mike card. But no.
No, I'm actually done.
Mike has surrendered. So, Mike, final thought. Wrap it up. Hurry up.
Final thought. Really cool set. Definitely Time Spiral 2, Future Sight 2, all over the place. Hopefully it'll be fun and not stupid to play. I guess we'll see. But I'm optimistic.
I'll say, because you're going to DC, which is Modern
Yes.
Horizons, right?
Yeah, I guess that's just a couple weeks away at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
it.
then. Well, I already did the Patreon thing, so that's cool. So, hey, if you want to check out other stuff that is part of the Manipool content library, you can go we're right here on twitch.tv/the Manipool, where I stream stuff like all the time. We stream Monday Night Magic. Oh, I hit my head. We stream Monday Night Magic and the Manipool here, and it's also where I stream basically everything else I do. So there's here lately I've streamed Dota Auto Chess. Wait, hang on. I'm looking at YouTube, so my brain has blanked as for what I've streamed lately. Hey chat, what did I stream lately? Seriously, my brain just completely shut off because it's 11 o'clock. We did the TMP buff report because, you know, there's buffs in Hearthstone for the first time literally ever. So yeah, that'll be going up on YouTube too. Super Smash Brothers. It's actually just been a lot of auto chess and podcasts here lately, which is why I couldn't remember anything else. Aha. But anyway, so that's twitch.tv/the Manipool, where I stream usually every night except for Sunday and what's the other one? Tuesday, but pretty much every other night. And then over on youtube.com/the Manipool, I've got one YouTube video that goes up every day. Right now I'm cycling between Smash Brothers Ultimate, the World of Light mode, because I'm getting very close to the end. Legend of Zelda, the second quest, which is like New Game Plus for the original NES Legend of Zelda, and it's really hard and very frustrating. And I swear every video that I from the stream, I like find myself all bunched up in a knot by the time I'm done editing. Cuz it's just hard. Everyone, I swear. It's awful. And the TMP nerf report, which is the buff report, will be going up tomorrow, actually, for those of you listening live. So, hey. There you go. That's... Oh, and auto chess. Good auto chess games are going up, too, because they're nice YouTube content. So that is the stuff that's going on all the other places. And, of course, don't forget you've got Monday Night Magic on MTGcast in audio form, or right here on Twitch, or over on YouTube. And the same for the Mana Pool, except we're not on MTGcast, we're on the manapool.com. These are important distinctions. Anything else? Hey, if you ever buy anything on humblebundle.com, please use my link, because it does help. We do get a tiny percentage of whatever it is that you spend. I'm about to get, in probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, like my first ever payoff from that. Hey! I've had it for like 6 months. But every little bit helps, and it really does support the TMP thing. The link is in everything. It's in all the YouTube videos. It's down below in the Twitch stream, and it's in all the show notes for the podcast. But with that, we'll be done now, since I did the Patreon thing already. Patreon.com/themanapool. So this has been the Manapool number 554. Thank you all so very much for joining us, and go play some Magic. This set looks so nutty.